Hi beautiful weirdos, Charlotte here, welcome back to my channel, and today I am doing day 2 of my 12 twisted days of Christmas, and it's 2 turtle doves. So I'm going to stick on my scary stories and make a start, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Right, first of all I'm making a beak very similar to how I made the beak yesterday for the partridge, just cutting it out of card and then gluing it onto my nose with some Prosaide. Wait till that Prosaide goes clear before you stick it on, because that's when it's tacky. Just gluing down any edges that didn't glue down the first time. And now just covering my face in white water-based paint. I've already blocked out my eyebrows, but I didn't show that because this video would have been so long and you've seen me do it a million times. So now that I look like a ghost with a beak, I am going to draw on the shapes that I want to fill in, and I'm using a picture of a turtle and a picture of a turtle dove as reference. So I just drew some bird-like eyes, a turtle mouth, and then I'm just doing the markings that the turtles have on their face. I've gone with the sea turtle because they had the most interesting markings. So obviously this is a mix between the bird and the turtle. So hence why it's got a turtle mouth and a beak, multitasking. And then just filling in those turtle markings with some tan coloured water-based paint. Next I traced along that turtle mouth with that same colour paint, and then also traced the details of the bird eyes. And then painted in the top of the turtle mouth. I'd take this out later because I think it looks a little bit like a moustache, but anyway, you'll see that later. And now just taking a grey face paint and starting to put in the feathers of the turtle dove. So just using short, fast strokes, that's the best way to get this feathery effect, and also putting some around the tops of the eyes. And then taking Margot by Laura Mercier, my favourite shadow colour, and just shading around those scales just to give them a little bit of dimension. Doing the same with the ones on the forehead. And then shading down the sides of the nose to give some dimension to the nose, and then shading that turtle mouth to start to make it look a bit more 3D. And then just shading around the eye sockets and feathering up towards those bird feathers, and carving out the cheekbones, all with that same colour, Margot by Laura Mercier. And then taking some liquid liner and just drawing a little bit of a wing in the inner corner of the eye to make them look more bird-like, and then continuing that liner along the top eyelash line, and also do the eyeliner underneath. I wanted the eyes to look really kind of big and a bit surreal, because obviously this isn't a real creature, so we're not going for realism here. And I did a slight wing at the outer edges as well, because why not? By the way, if I'm sounding a bit gruff, I've been really sick this week with a chest infection, so that is why. And just going in with some black snazaroo paint just to make those lines a little bit thicker, and also tracing in a socket line just to make the eyes look even bigger. And some little eyelashes so that our turtle bird looks pretty. And then just using the residual black paint to paint in that turtle mouth to make it look a bit deeper, and just to paint some details on that beak, just to start to give that a little bit of dimension too. Then I started doing some black feathery marks around the tops of the eyes. And with that same black paint, I'm just adding a little bit of detail to those scales. Keep referring back to your reference pictures, because even though we're not going for realism, you still do need touches of realism just to pull the look together and just to make it obvious what animals you were going for. even though I do kind of end up looking a bit like a giraffe, a monkey, a bird, a cheetah and various other animals. Anyway, I'm going in with a smoky grey shadow and just deepening up those areas of shading, and then going in with my favourite deep night, which is the deep navy colour. This just always works well for me, and again deepening up around the eyes and any of the shading that I've previously put on the face. So around the nose, around the beak, around that turtle mouth, and then curling the eyelashes. Now I decided to do some little shaded lips. I didn't want any obvious lips, so I just did these little shaded ones just to make it look a little bit prettier. In hindsight, maybe I should have left this step out to make it a little more turtle-like, but hey, it looked pretty, so as pretty as a turtle bird can look, of course. And then I put some mascara on and I started on the neck. Using Margot by Laura Mercier and a stiff short brush, I just started doing some dashes along the neckline to look like feathers, and then do some going up into the jawline too. This look is all about layering different shades and tones and textures to look like the actual feathers and the scales of the animal you're trying to portray. And I just add a little bit of shading underneath my jaw and in my collarbones just to give my body a little bit of definition underneath all that animal stuff. And then I went in with some grey face paint, and again using the same flicking motions, I did some more depth and dimension into those feathers on the neck. And then took that tan brown and did the scales going down onto the body just to tie the body in with the face. Now I didn't do this too symmetrical, but it was kind of loosely symmetrical, but I wanted it to have a kind of a touch of organic realism to it. And then taking some white and starting to highlight certain areas. It's really just a case of kind of keep working at this look, keep going back to your reference pictures, keep checking to see which areas need to pop a little more, in which case you add some more highlights, or which areas need a little bit of definition, in which case you add some more contour or shadow. Excuse me, I told you I had a cough. I've been trying to turn the narration off every time I cough, but it's just not practical to keep doing that. Yeah, you can see that I went over that kind of moustache look on top of the turtle lips. I didn't like that. Just highlighted the lips a little, did some white dashes on the neck piece to give even more dimension to those feathers, highlighted my cheekbones. So I'm just using all water-based paints here, but you could always use grease paint on top of the watercolour bases if you want, because that's really good for highlighting. And then just adding the same detail into the scales on my chest that I added on my face. Brushing my hair back into a low bun. Putting on some eyelashes. Now I previously made these by cutting out strips of cardboard and gluing them onto an existing set of eyelashes, just to give these really ultra long fluttery eyelashes. Use a little bit of mascara just to blend those with the false lashes of my own, and then filled in any gaps with some black liquid liner. Right, beauties, this is the finished look. I hope you like it. If you do like this look, then please give this video a massive thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching. And I shall see you tomorrow for day 3. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Bye.